When the whole world is silent, even one voice becomes powerful. Speak up for what you believe in, even if it makes you the target of those who wish to silence you. One child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world. Education is the key to unlocking the potential of individuals and societies. We realize the importance of our voices only when we are silenced. I think realizing that you're not alone, that you are standing with millions of your sisters around the world is vital. The extremists are afraid of books and pens because they know the power of education. They fear education will bring change. In some parts of the world, students are going to school every day. It's their normal life. But in other parts of the world, we are starving for education. It's like a precious gift. It's like a diamond. I don't want to be remembered as the girl who was shot. I want to be remembered as the girl who stood up. We realize the importance of our voices only when we are silenced. There is a moment when you have to choose whether to be silent or to stand up. With guns, you can kill terrorists. With education, you can kill terrorism. If one man can destroy everything, why can't one girl change it? We cannot all succeed when half of us are held back. If you hit a Talib with your shoe, then there would be no difference between you and the Talib. You must not treat others with cruelty and that much harshly. You must fight others but through peace and through dialogue and through education. We must tell girls their voices are important, and they should speak up. The world needs to hear their voices. When you see something that is not right, you must speak up. You must shout and scream until the people hear your voice, your story, and your pain. One day I'll become a teacher and save children from terrorism. I want to make sure every child gets the opportunity to learn. I speak not for myself but for those without voice, those who have fought for their right to live in peace, their right to be treated with dignity, their right to equality of opportunity, their right to be educated. I don't want revenge on the Taliban, I want education for sons and daughters of the Taliban. I raise up my voice, not so that I can shout, but so that those without a voice can be heard. We cannot succeed when half of us are held back. When you educate a girl, you educate a nation. Education is the only solution. Education first. My goal is not to become Prime Minister or to become rich. My goal is to get an education and make my own choices. We cannot afford to be silent, nor can we wait for someone else to speak on our behalf. We have to stand up for ourselves. I believe it's our duty to raise our voice for those who cannot raise their own voice. We are stronger than those who oppress us because we are fighting for a cause, and we know we will win. We don't want charity, we want justice and equality. The extremists are afraid of books and pens because they know the power of education. There is no greater weapon than knowledge and no greater source of power than education. We must tell girls their voices are important and they should speak up. The world needs to hear their voices. Peace in every home, every street, every village, every country, this is my dream. Education for every boy and every girl in the world. To sit down on a chair and read my books with all my friends at school is my right. We can't all succeed when half of us are held back. We call upon our sisters around the world to be brave, to embrace the strength within themselves, and realize their full potential. Education is education. We should learn everything and then choose which path to follow. Education is neither Eastern nor Western, it is human. Let us pick up our books and our pens, they are the most powerful weapons. Once I had asked God for 1 or 2 extra inches in height, but instead He made me as tall as the sky, so high that I could not measure myself. We human beings don't realize how great God is. He has given us an extraordinary brain and a sensitive, loving heart. He has blessed us with 2 lips to talk and express our feelings, 2 eyes which see a world of colors and beauty, 2 feet which walk on the road of life, 2 hands to work for us, and 2 ears to hear the words of love. As I found with my ear, no one knows how much power they have in their each and every organ until they lose one. My mother always told me, "Hide your face, people are looking at you." I would reply, "It does not matter, I am also looking at them." I told myself, "Malala, you have already faced death. This is your second life. Don't be afraid. If you are afraid, you can't move forward." Our men think earning money and ordering around others is where power lies. They don't think power is in the hands of the woman who takes care of everyone all day long, and gives birth to their children. Life isn't just about taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. I don't want to be thought of as the girl who was shot by the Taliban, but the girl who fought for education. This is the cause to which I want to devote my life. He believed that lack of education was the root of all of Pakistan's problems. Ignorance allowed politicians to fool people and bad administrators to be re-elected. I started thinking about that, and I used to think that the Talib would come, and he would just kill me. But then I said, "If he comes, what would you do, Malala?" Then I would reply to myself, "Malala, just take a shoe and hit him." But then I said, "If you hit a Talib with your shoe, then there would be no difference between you and the Talib. You must not treat others with cruelty and that much harshly. You must fight others, but through peace and through dialogue and through education." Then I said I will tell him how important education is, and that I even want education for your children as well. And I will tell him, "That's what I want to tell you, now do what you want." The Taliban could take our pens and books, but they couldn't stop our minds from thinking. Outside his office, my father had a framed copy of a letter written by Abraham Lincoln to his son's teacher, translated into Pashto. It is a very beautiful letter, full of good advice. Teach him, if you can, the wonder of books, but also give him quiet time to ponder the eternal mystery of birds in the sky, bees in the sun, and the flowers on a green hillside, it says. Teach him it is far more honorable to fail than to cheat. There are 2 powers in the world, one is the sword and the other is the pen. There is a 3rd power stronger than both, that of women. We were scared, but our fear was not as strong as our courage. We like to be known as the clever girls. When we decorated our hands with henna for holidays and weddings, we drew calculus and chemical formulae instead of flowers and butterflies. In Pakistan, when women say they want independence, people think this means we don't want to obey our fathers, brothers, or husbands. But it does not mean that. It means we want to make decisions for ourselves. We want to be free to go to school or to go to work. Nowhere is it written in the Quran that a woman should be dependent on a man. The word has not come down from the heavens to tell us that every woman should listen to a man. When someone takes away your pens, you realize quite how important education is. I reassured my mother that it didn't matter to me if my face was not symmetrical. Me, who had always cared about my appearance, how my hair looked. But when you see death, things change. It doesn't matter if I can't smile or blink properly, I told her. I'm still me, Malala. The important thing is God has given me my life. Read thousands of books and I will power myself with knowledge. Pens and books are the weapons that defeat terrorism. If people were silent, nothing would change. I couldn't understand what the Taliban were trying to do. They are abusing our religion, I said in interviews. How will you accept Islam if I put a gun to your head and say Islam is the true religion? If they want every person in the world to be Muslim, why don't they show themselves to be good Muslims first? I don't want awards, I want my daughter. I wouldn't exchange a single eyelash of my daughter for the whole world.